Hi, one of SBR videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Monday, February 8th, the day after the Super Bowl. Sitting next to me is Mike Brenner. This is our daily NBA show. We got a big card tonight, so it's probably going to be a long video. But first and foremost, no, let me do this. Now, I had Denver +6, so I'm not just like kissing your ass for no reason. Denver +6. Very smart pick. I won my bets, but anyone who saw our Super Bowl video, this guy went public, put his fucking reputation on the line. Denver Broncos money line.
+209.
That is ballsy as hell, and it fucking cashed. Mike Brenner.
Yeah, it did.
I'm this close away from getting down on my knees and from bowing to you.
That ain't happening because this could go south tomorrow so quick. But, I was interested. One of our bloggers, Charlie Chips, he was like, you don't have a clue. You're a loser. The book, you're working for the book, and you and Peyton are both losers. Well, Charlie Chips, how you doing today, buddy? That was a hell of a play, and bottom line, luck goes into it, but I'll take it.
That was a ballsy pick. When you pick a big underdog like that in a big game, I mean, if Denver had lost the game but covered, people still would have said you made a good call, but no, +200 money line, it cashed. Mike Brenner,
Pete, I said this several times. They were quiet the whole time. All you heard was Cam this, Cam that. Hey, Cam, how come you didn't jump on that fumble? VIP, you better enjoy it because you ain't seeing that again. I'm not kidding you. I lost all respect for that guy from that play. But as far as I look at it, Carolina offense against Denver defense, men against boys. All right. And that's what it was.
Okay.
How about some hoops?
How about some hoops? We'll check back in with you in a year for Super Bowl 51, Mike Brenner. As of right now, we have a big card on the February 8th. And actually, it's an interesting card. Usually these cards, it's like the lines, I'm not exactly sure what I think about them. There's not much movement. I made a lot of bets on the overnights. So how many bets do you have? How many picks do you have for our show today?
I have two.
Just
picks.
two. Okay. All right. So there's some interesting stuff going on. Let's start with the two bets that I thought were great bets on the overnight. You tell me what you think, right? Okay. Both of them kind of fall into the a little bit obvious category, which sometimes can be great. You're great with that, with the picks that seem, where you don't want to outthink yourself. You don't outthink yourself and you get winners. The first one, I'm sure you probably saw this, right? The Toronto Raptors, right? Just an awesome team, right? Off of long rest. Right, and they've been winning a lot. They lost 4 in a row against the spread, but before that they were winning a lot against the spread. Now they're on long rest, and they're just a 1-point road favorite at Detroit. Now I hit that pretty hard. It hasn't moved. It's still one. It was one on the overnight. It's one right now. It feels. Is it too obvious? Or
I don't know because there's a
trap?
major injury for Detroit too.
Right.
Was it Pope? He's not playing.
It doesn't make sense, does it? The line doesn't make sense.
No, there's something wrong. That could be one of them sneaky lines or a hook line, trap line. I'm staying away from it. But I can see where you say, damn, this makes sense. It can't lose.
Because you're looking at a line like this, you're like, this is either like an obvious pick that I should just bet and don't overthink it, or it's a trap and not be stupid. And you have no opinion as to what it is right now.
I have to stay away from it. I just do, because Detroit. Oof.
All right. Well, I bet it big on the overnight. The other one I bet big is New Orleans at Minnesota. Now, New Orleans is, I bet Minnesota. Now, Minnesota, of course, is they're starting to play better, right?
Yes,
they're getting some nice wins. Who they beat? They beat the Clippers on the road. They beat, I'm not sure I'd like them against, the top competition in the NBA, but New Orleans is having issues, right? They're banged up. They're having issues. That one has moved. I bet
Tyreek Evans is a definite out now.
Right.
It's out.
That one I bet at -1.5. Now it's -1.5 or 2 market wide. I know Minnesota has a bad ATS record at home, but they've been doing better recently. Is Minnesota -1.5 a great play?
I tell you what, Wiggins, he's really stepping up. He's averaging 23 or 27 points the last 4 or 5 games. He's stepping up. I know Martin's out, Garnett's out, the big man's out, but they're just putting it together. And like you said, with New Orleans, I don't know. That's one I got to stay off of because of the inconsistency. For me, I almost pulled the trigger and went with New Orleans, but I stepped out.
Really? You almost went New Orleans? Why? Tell me why.
Well, because I just think Anthony Davis is sick of losing. I think they got to put it together. And when I saw the update with Martin and everything, but then I started reading a little deeper, and I got into Wiggins. He's ready for this contest tonight, so I'm just staying away, Pete.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah. And then there were 2 other totals that I bet. Both of them moved massively. One in my favor, one against me. I bet the over 204 in Charlotte, Chicago. Now it's all the way down to 200 or 200.5, and I also bet over 205 in Toronto or Detroit, and that one's now 209 or 209.5. So I was way wrong on one of them, way right on the other one. I don't know what I want to give in this video. Do you have any anything to say about either one of those?
No, I just think that total, that scares me. What was it, all the way up to 209, right?
209 or
205?
209 and a half.
Yeah, Jesus, I don't know. And you're the totals king.
I
That is
know.
your department, so I'd be leaning on you here. But
my bet was 205. Would I give it a 209? I don't know. All right, Mike Brenner, you've got two picks for us. Cleveland is always an interesting team. Maybe your pick involves them. Cleveland is, not quite gelling. They're gelling well at times, but not fully all game long. But Sacramento kind of in disarray. They've lost, I think, 7 out of the last 8 ATS. Reports that George Karl might be gone. That's an interesting game. Do you have anything to say about that? Is that one of your picks?
Well, it is one of my picks.
I know how you think. I know how you think.
And Friday, when we were last on, Cleveland again covers a half for me, but loses on that second half, screws up my teaser. I'm not going that route for a while. But I like it. They bounced back Saturday, had a decent game. They're anything but gelling, like you said.
Right.
Maybe they're starting to put it together. But Sacramento is such a damn mess right now between coach, players, injuries. McLemore's out. Rudy Gay, last I got, he's out for tonight. So, and Kevin Love is probable. So I like the first half. It's a little higher than I like.
Yeah.
But 7.5, I just think, again, they're going to come out and say, fuck this, we're going at it.
7.5 on a half, that's a lot. That's a big line. But again, Sacramento lost 7 out of the last 8 ATS. 7.5.
I think they're losing faith in themselves, and when that happens, they're obviously not going to have the energy. And I think Cleveland at home is going to want to get off to another fast start and then try to protect it in the second half, which they failed to do 2 out of the last 3 times. So we'll see what happens.
In general, you have a very good read on Cleveland, and your take on their total in the last game, you were dead on. You know what I mean? I talked you off of a play that you wanted to make. Your play wound up winning. My play wound up losing. In this one, the line has gotten bet up. It's now 219. In Sacramento, their defense is basically non-existent right now. Their last 2 games have gone way.
Pete, I think you could put up 25 against Sacramento.
Maybe I could. They went over in 5 out of their last 6. Their last 2 games went almost to 250, and we know that Cleveland wants to run. It's now 219. It's a high total, but if this one gets close to 250 again, it might cover easily. I'm thinking of giving the first half over 111 as a play here. What do you think?
I think that would be sharp. That might be a good call, because if Sacramento's got anything in the tank, they're going to want to show it early. So I kind of like that.
Well, you were dead on with your lean towards the under in Cleveland's last game. What's your take on the total in this one? Any thoughts?
He is just trying to drag a total
yes,
out of me.
I'm trying to get some feedback because I trust you on Cleveland.
I know, and I appreciate that, but I think my feedback on that would be, I would say thumbs up, because 111, I know Cleveland's going to want to run, and I think Sacramento, they got to shit or get off the pot. Something's got to happen here, so see what happens.
And on that note, Sacramento, they got to shit or get off the pot.
That's it.
I'm going to give over 111 as a first half play, for one of my plays. Mike Brenner also has a play in that one. Cleveland minus 7.5. Mike Brenner has 2 plays for us. What's your second play,
My
Mike
second
Brenner?
play is another first half high total. I mean, over. And I like it. Not the over. I'm taking a side. Oklahoma City Thunder is at the Suns. It's minus 7.5. The reason I like it is because after that loss to Golden State, all right, Kevin Durant made a statement, and you and I like it when he gets pissed off. He's showing fire this year. He said neither of those teams, talking about the Spurs and Warriors, we're not afraid of those teams. They don't scare us. And that was after losing to both of them. So I think they go into Phoenix, which is a freaking mess. That's just, that is a mess. And I think they open up early. It's minus 7.5 on the half, just like Cleveland. But I like it. I think they're going to have a double-digit lead at halftime.
I mean, Phoenix is a mess, but they've covered 2 out of the last 3 games, even though they lost them straight up. And OKC, 1-7 against the spread over their last 8, Mike Brenner. Did you know that?
Yes, I do know that. And that's why I like the first half. And I am aware of Markieff Morris, since they got rid of Hornacek, because they didn't like each other. All right, since he's gone, he's stepped up his game quite a bit. But I just think it's going to be a little too much. I think the Thunder are going to put it on him early. And after coming off that loss to the Warriors, nobody can tell me that they don't want to go out and blow somebody up and beat somebody bad. Phoenix Suns are going to take the brunt in the first half.
I'll tell you what, I was leaning towards, OKC's going to take the Right.
Yeah, I'm saying the Suns are going to take the brunt. They're going to get it.
I'll tell you, I was leaning. I thought Phoenix on the full game might be a good play. I bet them at plus 13. Then it went down to 12.5. Now it's up to 13.5 market wide. So that tells me that maybe you're right about this one, and you might be dead on. So what line did you get for OKC in the first half?
Minus 7.5.
All right, we got 2 picks for you, Mike Brenner. You've been overall very profitable with your first half plays. Big spreads here, but I certainly trust you. I've already given 1 play, and I made a ton of bets. I don't know what to do now. I also on the overnights. I also took the under 217 in OKC Phoenix. Now it's 215.5 or 215. And I don't even know what else I could possibly have. I also was leaning. I also bet What do you think about this one? I bet Philly +9 against
Well,
the
I was
Clippers
thinking
at
of you
home.
when I saw Philly because, and again, hey, they were favored the other day and won outright, right? I don't know, a lot of good stuff happening there.
I've had some winners in this show with Philly as a big underdog. I also took it on the chin when I took them with a similar line.
Clippers
Atlanta.
might be a little tired too. They played yesterday, had to travel. I don't know. That might be a good one. What is it, 8.5 right now?
No, it's 9. It's 9. So it hasn't moved in either direction as yet.
No, that's
all right, we got to wrap this up. I got to figure out what to do. Okay, I'll tell you what I will do.
I love this guy.
Minnesota -1.5 on the full game.
Woo, okay.
Now, you were leaning towards New Orleans. Tell me again why you were leaning towards New Orleans.
Well, that was before I heard that Tyreek Evans isn't playing. So I was leaning towards New Orleans, thinking Anthony Davis, he's tired of losing. But Minnesota's getting a taste of winning. They might like it. So
okay, I'll give it. It's moved in my direction. It might be a loser. So that's my second pick.
No, I don't want to hear all that. So
then Toronto and Detroit. There's something fishy about that line. Toronto's been so good. They've been covering. They were with extra rest, and yet they're just a 1-point favorite.
Run as far away from it as you can.
Okay. And then do I want to give any other picks? Let me see. I could give the Phoenix under. I could give the Philly, and then Philly +9. What do you think about that one? Philly +9. What do you think?
I just told you what I thought. Pete, I think you want to pull that plug. I think you want to pull that trigger. Bam. Come on.
Okay, I'll do it. Philly +9. They got a lot of talent. They're figuring out how to use him. You know what I mean?
So you got 3 picks today.
3 picks today.
3 official picks. This is a record for total
Cleveland first half over 111, Philly +9, and Minnesota -1.5.
All right,
we got 2 picks for you.
tomorrow would look great. Yeah.
All right.
Yep, I got the Thunder and I got the Cavs, both on the half -7.5.
That's it. Huge card. I think we broke it down okay, and we will be back tomorrow for the Tuesday card.
Good luck, Pete.